Get out. This area is for legitimate clients.
Get out. This area is for legitimate clients. Monica Sterling's voice slashed through the hushed opulence of Pinnacle Trust's elite lounge, sharp as a whip. On a sweltering Miami morning, inside the sleek marble-walled suite, those words crashed like a verdict, hitting Rachel Brooks with calculated force. Not because they stunned her, but because she'd seen them coming. Before we dive in, let me ask, have you ever been brushed off by someone clueless that you own their world? If this story hits home, smash that subscribe button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. In just 10 minutes, your views on power, prejudice, and privilege will shift right here in this room. Rachel Brooks, 46, walked into the branch in worn jeans, a soft gray sweater, and simple flats. She didn't look like the CEO of Pinnacle Ventures, the multi-billion-dollar empire that had acquired Pinnacle Trust 2 years ago. That was deliberate. Today was a test. No entourage, no designer labels, just a slim tablet case and quiet resolve. She approached the desk, requesting access to the exclusive lounge to process a 5,000 transfer. The receptionist waved her through without a question. But the moment she sat down, the calm fractured. Monica Sterling, 43, the branch director, marched over like she'd detected a threat. Her auburn ponytail swayed as she leaned across the polished oak desk. "We need proof of where your money comes from," she snapped, her tone cold, her eyes colder. Rachel didn't flinch. She'd faced this before. The same glare she got at 23 when her account was frozen after her first real estate deal. The same doubt at 26 when a banker called her risky, despite her surplus collateral. And now, 2 decades and $8 billion later, here it was again. Rachel opened her tablet, pulled up a file, and slid it forward. Before Monica could look, a voice interrupted. "Don't clog the line, darling." A James Carver, 45, a smug investment broker in a tailored navy suit, sneered as he passed, flicking Rachel's tablet to the floor with a casual swipe. It landed with a soft thud, a loud insult. Rachel met his gaze, steady, composed. James didn't look back. Lauren Hayes, 29, a junior banker, stood in the corner, arms crossed. "That kind of cash doesn't add up. Could be stolen," she said, her voice low but sharp. Heads turned. One client raised an eyebrow, another whispered to their companion. Rachel blinked once, then said evenly, "Run my name." Monica shook her head. "You're not verified. This isn't a walk-in spot." In the corner, Devin Carter, a 31-year-old tech founder, started filming on his phone. The red light a silent accusation. "Stop," Rachel said firmly, her tone unshaken. "We settle this with facts, not videos." A tall black man in a charcoal suit, Marcus Tate, 40, approached Devin. "Put it down, brother," he said softly. "This is bigger than a clip. It's about speaking up, not going viral." Devin hesitated. Rachel met his eyes. "Words," she said. "Use your words." The room stilled. Maya Chen, 28, sat to Rachel's left, gripping her bag, lips tight with anger. She whispered, "This is wrong." Rachel turned. "Say it louder. Let them hear." Maya stood. "She's not the issue. You are," she said, pointing at Monica and Lauren. Lauren raised a brow, unfazed. "Security's ready," she muttered. James, now lounging against a pillar, smirked. "You really think this woman has millions here?" He scoffed. "Try the pawn shop down the road." He slid a folded note across the marble floor. It stopped at Rachel's feet. Maya picked it up and read aloud, "Go to a pawn shop." A gasp rippled through the room. An elderly woman clutched her purse tighter. A young father with a toddler glanced up from his phone. The lounge buzzed. "Nuff," Rachel said, her voice rising but controlled. "You're tearing down this institution with every word you speak." Monica smirked, relishing the moment. "You're not a client. You're a fraud. Play rich somewhere else." Rachel took a breath, pulled out her phone, and dialed. "Carla, initiate protocol 6. On the other end, Carla Evans, her executive assistant, responded swiftly. "It's done, ma'am." Rachel's eyes locked on Monica. "You'll regret this. Not because I'll shout or post a video, but because you just told the wrong woman she doesn't belong in the bank she owns." Monica laughed. "Delusions don't scare me." Devin raised his phone again. Marcus stepped forward. "We do this right. No footage, just words." James rolled his eyes. "Call security now." Monica nodded at Lauren, who grabbed a phone. "She's a fraud," Lauren said into the receiver. Rachel didn't move. She held her ground with the same calm that steadied her when her first property deal nearly collapsed over a forged deed. The same poise that guided her through 14 acquisitions and a global downturn. But now, it wasn't just her wealth or name under attack. It was her right to exist in this space. "So, let me ask, if you were told to leave a place you owned, would you walk away? Or would you do what Rachel did? Sit still, stay silent, and let the storm come to you?" Because the storm was here. She's a fraud, Robert. Get her out. Monica didn't whisper, she shouted loud enough for the entire lounge to hear. Assistant Manager Robert Klein, 48, stepped forward reluctantly, hands rigid. This woman, Monica continued, her voice climbing, is a con artist acting like she runs the place. Rachel turned her head slowly, unblinking, silent. The marble floors, frosted glass, and soft lighting couldn't ease the tension now thick in the air. The lounge felt like a courtroom. James Carver added fuel, standing tall. She stole that money and now she's wasting our time. Why isn't she gone? The word, stole, hit like a dart. Two clients by the coffee bar exchanged whispers. One lifted a phone but hesitated. Lauren, still leaning against the wall, said with conviction, that's dirty money. No real client dresses like that and asks for millions. Rachel, still seated, absorbed the jab. Her outfit, faded jeans, simple flats, a soft sweater. Wasn't the armor they expected from a tycoon. It was intentional, human, chosen. Maya stood, voice trembling but clear. Stop it. You don't even know her. James laughed. Oh, we know her kind. Probably hacked an account and thinks she can walk in and drain millions like it's nothing. Robert shifted, uneasy. Devon, phone lowered, looked to Rachel. I should record this. Rachel shook her head. Words, not cameras. Marcus moved closer to Devon. Speak in the room, not online later. Devon nodded. This feels unreal. Maya scanned the room. It's real. This is how they treat us. Lauren took a sharp breath. You're causing a scene. Rachel's voice cut through like steel. You called security on me for existing. That's the only scene here. Robert finally spoke, voice low. Do you have account verification? The words carried shame. Rachel didn't look at him. She dialed Carla. They've escalated. Moved to phase 2 of Protocol 6. Carla's voice was steady. Log the escalation in their language. Internal audit will review everything. Rachel replied, let them hear it all. Monica waved Robert off. Don't indulge her. She's here to make trouble. James chimed in. She's probably filming a stunt for clicks. Devon stepped forward. She's not filming. But I stopped because she said to speak, not post. Maybe you should try listening. Lauren's voice wavered. Security's coming. Maya didn't sit. Security for what? A transfer. Monica raised her voice. You're all being played. You think someone like her walks in and has millions. Get real. Rachel faced her fully. You sound scared. That's the sound of your career slipping away. Monica hissed. Threats? That's your move. Rachel didn't blink. No, just a mirror. Carla's voice returned. Incident elevated to the ethics board. They're monitoring live. I've linked the 2023 Pinnacle acquisition documents to your profile for real-time verification. Monica scoffed. Corporate won't save your scam. Robert's voice was hollow. Monica, what if she's right? Monica stared at him, betrayed. Rachel stood calm but firm. You demanded proof of funds, called me a thief, triggered security, mocked my clothes, and humiliated me in front of witnesses. Yet I'm still here. Why do you think that is? Silence fell. Even James tightened his arms, lips sealed. Maya stepped beside Rachel. What now? Rachel said. We wait. Truth arrives whether they want it or not. Monica's arms crossed tighter. You're bluffing. James barked. If she had money, she'd prove it. Her kind always acts entitled until you ask for proof. Marcus turned sharply. Her kind. Robert sank into a chair. This isn't how we treat people. Lauren rolled her eyes. It's protocol. Rachel spoke to Carla. Phase 3 started. Carla replied. Underway. Monica's compliance reports are being pulled. 8 prior complaints involved women of color, all dismissed without review. Rachel closed her eyes briefly. She'd known, but the clarity stung. Keep going. Carla. Maya's voice broke. They erase us with policy and fake concern. Rachel touched her shoulder. Not today. Monica smirked. You think your call and buzzwords change anything? Rachel's gaze sharpened. I'm not here to change everything. I'm here to end this branch's legacy of silence. Devon murmured, damn. Marcus nodded. This is why we don't film. Truth like this doesn't need a filter. Lauren suddenly grabbed Rachel's fallen tablet and tossed it aside. It skidded across the floor. Stolen junk, she muttered. Rachel's eyes narrowed. Was that yours to break, or just your need to control? Lauren turned away. Robert shook his head. She's gone too far. Rachel's voice was icy. Every second you talk instead of reflect brings you closer to the end of your job. Monica's smile faded. You think you're a hero? Rachel's tone hardened. No, I'm your reckoning. Call the police. She's a threat. Lauren didn't hesitate, dialing the landline, her voice loud. We have a woman attempting to withdraw funds under false pretenses. High amount likely stolen. She spoke with practiced ease. Rachel sat still, hands folded, eyes forward. You just filed a false federal report. Hope you're ready for court. Monica, leaning by the coffee machine, scoffed. Honey, we protect this bank, not imposters. She turned to Robert. Get her out. Robert didn't move. She hasn't raised her voice, he muttered. That's what scares you, isn't it? James stepped forward, hands in pockets. She's laundering money. Obvious. Why hasn't she been arrested? He waved a gold business card. I'm a priority client. She's nothing. Monica stood behind Rachel's chair. Show your financial history. Prove you're legit, right now. Her tone was a taunt. Rachel didn't budge. Footsteps echoed as security lead Tyler Moss, 34, arrived, his Pinnacle Trust badge gleaming. What's happening? He asked. Lauren pointed at Rachel. Suspected fraud. Refused verification. Escalating with her phone. Tyler nodded and approached. I need your bag and tablet. He reached. When Rachel didn't move, he knocked her purse to the floor. You're detained for non-compliance. Marcus stepped forward. That's illegal. She's broken no law. Maya gripped her phone, trembling. This is what happens when you're quiet. Rachel locked eyes with Tyler. Touch me again, and Pinnacle Trust will pay dearly. Tyler smirked. Lady, your threats don't scare me. You don't belong here. Those words cut deep. Marcus moved between them. Back off. Tyler held his ground. You interfering. Devin raised his phone. This needs to be seen. Rachel's voice cracked with fury. No, Devin. We don't need their eyes. We need their ears. Devin lowered his phone. Then say it louder. Rachel faced Monica. You demand my history like I owe you my existence. I don't. I've earned more than anyone here, including you. So instead of questioning my money, ask why you think you can question me. Carla's voice returned. Protocol 6 is active. Monica's record is flagged. Edward's prior warning for verbal misconduct is linked. One more strike and his privileges are gone. Rachel nodded. Let it run. Monica leaned in, snarling. You won't win, Rachel replied. You mean being black, wealthy, and patient. I've done it for 20 years. Robert backed away, mumbling. This isn't what I signed up for. Lauren, still on the phone with dispatch, spelled out, financial criminal, without irony. Clients murmured louder. An elderly man stood, shaking his head. This is absurd. A young black couple held hands tightly. Then Robert spoke, voice low but clear. I need to say something. All eyes turned. Monica, Lauren, we're wrong. Lauren didn't even check her verification. She said calling the police would shut her down fast. Lauren gasped. Liar. Robert nodded. I was there. You said it, knowing who she might be. James shouted, you're betraying your team for her. She's bluffing. Rachel stood, voice powerful. Then call it. I'm Rachel Brooks, CEO of Pinnacle Ventures, owner of Pinnacle Trust. Every second you've humiliated me is recorded, logged, and witnessed. The lounge froze. Monica's face paled. Robert didn't move. Lauren backed to the wall. Tyler blinked, stunned. Then the twist hit. Not the reveal, but the response. Clients began clapping, slow at first, then thunderous. Marcus stepped forward. I knew it. Forbes, 2 years ago, you saved this bank. Maya, tears in her eyes, said, she's our CEO. Devin whispered, I should have filmed this. Rachel's voice turned commanding. The issue isn't that you didn't know me. It's how you treated someone you thought didn't matter. Monica stammered, you set us up. Rachel replied, no, I tested you. You failed. Sirens wailed faintly outside. Police were coming, but justice had already arrived. Detain her before she bolts. Monica's voice broke with desperation, pointing at Rachel. The lounge's tension snapped. Tyler stepped forward, reaching for Rachel's arm as if dragging her out would erase the truth. Rachel didn't budge. Touch me, and you'll lose more than your job, she said, steady and absolute. Maya stepped between them. Back off, she owns this place. Tyler hesitated, glancing at Monica, then Rachel, uncertainty cracking his confidence. The double doors swung open. 2 police officers entered, boots a coin. One, a white man in his 40s, looked at Rachel. We got a fraud report. What's going on? Lauren stepped forward, proud. She's posing as a high net worth client demanding millions with no proof. Possible federal theft. Rachel didn't flinch. I'll make a statement, but not yet. A small voice broke through. They're lying. Heads turned to Zara Brooks, 24, in a denim jacket, unnoticed until now. They did this to me 2 weeks ago. I tried to open a business account. Lauren refused to check my ID, said freelancers with a spotty records don't qualify. Lauren spun. That's not true. Zara raised her phone. I recorded it. Never posted, but it's time. Oh, gas echoed. Tyler stepped back. An officer asked Lauren, "Did you make that call knowing she owns the bank?" Lauren paled. She didn't own it then. Rachel turned. "I've owned it for 2 years. That's either a lie or a confession." Devin whispered. She didn't need to shout. "She's the camera now." Marcus addressed the officers. "You're seeing a system collapse, one that protected Monica, Lauren, and James. You know it." The officer nodded. "No arrests yet, but we'll write a full report." Carla's voice came through. Zara's complaint was buried. Lauren flagged it as ineligible. "That violates policy 4.3. Rachel turned to Monica. "You told me to leave, called me a fraud, and hid behind Lauren's paperwork." Monica's hands shook. "You didn't look like you belonged." "It was a judgment call." Rachel stepped forward. "That wasn't judgment. It was bias." James scoffed, heading for the door. "This is dramatic. I'm out." Maya shouted. "No, you're part of this." James snapped. "You people are always so loud." The room boiled. "You people?" Devin said. "You mean the woman who owns the bank?" Marcus blocked James. "Leave, but your card won't save you." An officer stopped him. "We need your statement." James sat defeated. Rachel turned to the police. "I want this handled in-house. No arrests yet. Let the room see what happened." An officer nodded. "You sure?" "Absolutely," Rachel said. She faced Zara. "You're brave. You shouldn't have had to be." Zara replied, "I just wanted an account." Rachel placed a hand over her heart. "You'll get one fee free, opened by the board. You've earned it." Marcus said warmly, "You didn't just stop a system. You exposed it." Rachel replied, "Now we dismantle it." Monica muttered, "This wasn't supposed to happen." Robert, quiet, said, "It was always going to. We just didn't think we'd get caught." Tyler edged toward the exit. Rachel raised a hand. "Stay. Your name's on the file too." Maya whispered to Devin, "She's not just firing them. She's rewriting the rules." Carla's voice returned. "Compliance officers arrive in 10 minutes. You have full authority to lead Rachel." Rachel smiled faintly. "Good. I've been ready longer than they know." The lounge watched, clients, staff, officers, and Zara, as Pinnacle Trust's future became a reckoning. "Enough." Rachel's voice didn't rise, but it silenced the room. The once tense lounge stood still. She stepped forward, no longer seated, no longer patient. No badge, no title, yet her presence owned the space like a verdict. "For 10 minutes I've endured insults, suspicion, and slander in a building my company owns. Let me clear all doubt." She pulled a black folder from her tablet case, embossed with Pinnacle Trust's logo, and opened it, showing a corporate ID, notarized certificate, and board-signed letter. "I'm Rachel Brooks, founder and CEO of Pinnacle Ventures. I own 81% of Pinnacle Trust. Starting today, misconduct ends here." Monica's jaw dropped. Robert stepped back, ashen. Lauren sank into a chair. Tyler's hands fell. Even James leaned forward, stunned. Carla's voice crackled. "Rachel has termination authority under Directive 4B. This is logged for HR. Proceed, ma'am." Rachel faced the staff. "Monica Sterling, you're fired for racial bias, abuse of power, and blocking client services." Monica's mouth opened, silent. "Robert Klein, you're fired for complicity and silence while a client was profiled and humiliated." Robert lowered his head. "Lauren Hayes, you're terminated for falsifying a risk report, making a false police call, and burying complaints." Lauren gasped, "I didn't know it was you." Rachel didn't flinch. "And if it was someone else?" Lauren had no answer. "Tyler Moss." Rachel continued, "You're dismissed for aggression, unlawful detainment, and failure to de-escalate." Tyler walked to the lounge's edge, silent. "James Carver." Rachel's voice chilled. "You're banned from all Pinnacle institutions for harassment, racism, and misconduct." James jumped up. "You can't ban me!" "I'm worth more than half this room," Maya shouted. "Not today." Rachel raised a hand. "We don't build banks for egos. We build them for dignity." The room erupted in raw, honest applause. Marcus nodded. "That's justice, Liv." Zara, tears in her eyes, said, "I thought I'd never be seen." Rachel softened. "You were believed today." Lauren spoke, voice raw. "Wait, I buried 8 complaints from women of color, flagged as unverifiable to keep our numbers clean." Robert knew. A gasp spread. Robert didn't look up. Carla confirmed. "Records found." Lauren's voice on 2, Robert's signature on 4. Lauren wept. "I thought I'd be next if I didn't follow." Rachel approached. "You didn't follow. You led the charge. Today I end it." Rachel addressed the room. "Ownership isn't just a title. It's a duty. My duty is to ensure this never happens again." Carla added, Corporate has launched a full audit. Rachel, you lead reform. Rachel looked at Marcus, Maya, Zara, and the clients. Let's begin. This bank answers to those it serves. The firing's done. Rachel turned to the room. This isn't just about what they did. It's what we do now. She stood by a leather chair, once a symbol of status, now just a seat. All branch operations pause now. No transactions, no meetings until we redefine this institution. Clients nodded. Some clapped. We launched the Pinnacle Equity Program today, starting here. Verbal audits, diversity accountability, and a values pledge for every staff member. Carla's voice projected. Documentation's ready. Ethics officers arrive soon. Maya asked, "What's a verbal audit?" Rachel replied, "We track words. What's said, what's ignored, and who's treated as less for walking in." Marcus nodded. "That changes everything." Devin whispered, "That makes it human." Rachel smiled. "That's the goal." Tyler cleared his throat. "I need to speak." He looked wary. "I didn't just fail to stop this. I helped plan it. Lauren told me 2 months ago corporate was looking for violations. Monica had a plan to hide red flags. My job was to remove complainers before paperwork." Maya's face darkened. "That's profiling." Tyler nodded. "I knew. I did it anyway." He faced Rachel. "You gave me a job. I used it to shield the wrong people." Rachel's gaze was steady. "You nearly had me arrested. You intimidated clients. Now you want grace." Tyler shook his head. "I want consequences. But there's more, a CRM list tagging problem clients." "It's long," Carla replied. "I'm pulling it. Access frozen for review." Rachel addressed the room. "This is why we reform now. Where silence let bias fester." Maya stepped closer. "Let us help." Rachel nodded. "We'll do it together with truth." The lounge, once toxic, began to transform with voices raised and truths confessed. Rachel stood tall as applause faded, the lounge now a frontline for change. Compliance officers arrived, handing her a document. "Provisional action items, board approved." She read, then nodded. "We start here." She faced the room. "All high net worth branches will mandate verbal conduct audits. No more hiding bias." "Miami leads today," Carla added. "Edwards' accounts are terminated, his firm under review for bias." Rachel looked at his empty seat. He had influence, not integrity. Maya asked, "What's next?" Rachel replied, "We build a system that prevents injustice, not reacts to it. That's my legacy." Devin added, "You exposed a mindset." Rachel gave a tired smile. "Then we keep exposing it until it can't hide." A raspy voice rose. "One more thing." Richard Langford, an elderly white man, stood. "I trained Monica, Robert, Lauren. We taught them to prioritize client quality, not race or class outright, but it led to rejection anyway. I built that bias." Rachel asked, "Why speak now?" He swallowed. "Your voice showed me I had mine and never used it." She paused. "Use it now." Richard turned to the officers. "I'll give a deposition and help reform training." Carla reported. The client flag list, 17 names, 15 black or Hispanic, no prior incidents. Rachel took a breath. This wasn't a case. It was a culture. Maya touched her shoulder. "You broke it open." Zara added, "I came to start a business." "You gave me a future." Rachel smiled. "You'll start it in a bank that sees you." She spoke to all. "Let this be the last time silence wins over truth. Justice comes from who we are when no one's watching." I didn't shout or slam. I stood and spoke. "If I can, so can you." As she led the officers to the inner offices, Carla's voice echoed. "Pinnacle Trust will never be the same. That's the point." The door closed, but the lesson lingered. Where silence was broken for good. If you've been doubted or dismissed, let this remind you your voice matters. Justice starts with truth. Subscribe, share, and stand with us. Your story might be next.